Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We're going to start with grade 5 maths. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 5 maths and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiply fractions. And the lessons we're going to cover today are multiply three or more mixed numbers, fractions, and whole numbers. Multiplication with mixed numbers word problems. Multiply fractions and mixed numbers in recipes. Complete the mixed number multiplication sentence. So let's just start with the first lesson. Okay, here I am on grade 5 maths. The chapter is multiply fractions, and here is the first lesson. I'm going to start with multiply three or more mixed numbers, fractions, and or whole numbers. Okay, let's just start with the first one. 2 whole 1 by 4 times 3 whole 1 by 2 times 1 whole 1 by 2. So basically we're going to multiply two or more numbers. So the process is same. You need to multiply the same way we multiply two fractions. Got it? So let me just write it down on the board. Then we'll start. 2 whole 1 by 4 times 3 whole 1 by 4. 2 whole 1 by 4 times 3 whole 1 by 4 times 1 whole 1 over 2. Let's just convert them into improper fraction. For the improper fraction, you need to multiply the whole part divided by the whole part and the denominator. And you have to add the numerator. So you need to do 2 times 4 plus 1 over 4. Then for this one, you need to do the same 3 times 4 plus 1 over 4. Same thing you have to do with the third fraction 1 times 2 and plus 1 over 4. So it would be 8 plus 1, 9 over 4. 12, 4 times 3 is 12 and plus 1, 13 by 4. And 2 times 1 is 2 and 1, 3 over 4. Got it? So when multiplying the fractions, you have to multiply like numerator, all the numerators divided by all the denominators. Got it? Let's just multiply them. It would be 9 times 13 times 9 times 13 times 3, it would be 351, and it would be 351 divided by 64. So you have to divide it by the 64. Got it? You can divide them by 64 and write the answer in again in the whole number form. It would be 11 times whole. Oh, I made a mistake here. You have it in denominator. You have to basically you have to learn the process. So the process is the one I explained. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. We'll do the first one on the board. Okay, the first one is 3 whole 1 by 3 times 1 by 4 times 3. Let's just start with the first one. 3 whole 1 by 3 times 3 whole 1 by 3 times 1 by 4 times 3. So 3 don't have any denominator. That means it have the denominator. It has the denominator 1. Got it? Now let's just multiply like we do. Simple multiplication. Just convert it into improper fraction. It would be 3 times 3. You need to add 1 and then divide it by the same denominator. Then you have 1 by 4 times 1 over 3. So it would be 3 times 3 is 9 and 1 10 over 3 times 1 over 4 times 3 over 1, not 1 over 3, sorry. It would be 3 over 1. So 3 and 3 got cancelled out because they are in numerator and denominator. You can cancel out like this. Got it? Just 10 times 1 is 10 and 4 times 1 is 4. Got it? You can divide. It would be we have a common number that would be 2. it would be 5 over 2. And when you divide 5 by 2, it would be 2 times 2 is 4 and 5 minus 1 is 4. So it would be 2 whole 1 over 2. The correct option is 2 whole 1 over 2. Got it, everyone? If you have any question, you can ask. It would be 2 whole 1 over 2. Okay, the next one is 2 times 3 whole 1 by 4 times 2 over 5. 2 times 3 whole 1 by 4 times 1 over 5. Let me just confirm if that would be the 2 times 3 whole 1 by 4 times 2 over 5. It would be. So let's just start. Here you have 2, 2 over 1. Got it? Convert it into improper fraction. It would be 3 times 4 plus 1 over 4 times 2 over 5. It would be 2 over 1 times 3 times 4 is 12 and 1 13 over 4 and times 2 over 5. You can divide 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times what number is 4? 2 times 2 is 4. It would be now 13 by 2. Let's just multiply all the numerators. 2 by 1 times 13 by 2 times 1 over 5. Let's just multiply all the, or also you can cancel 2 times 1 is 2. Got it? You are left with just 13 over 5. Got it? Divide 13 by 5. It would be 5 times 2 is 10. Here you have 3. It would be 2 whole 3 over 5. The correct option is 2 whole 3 by 5. Got it? So the correct option is 2 whole 3 over 5 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is, that's the one we did on the board, on the tutorial. 2 times 2 whole 1 by 4 times 3 whole 1 by 2 times 1 whole 1 by 2. It would be 11 whole 13 by 16. Got it? 11 whole 13 by 16 is the correct option. I just remember the answer because I did the mistake on this one. Okay, the next one is 2 whole 1 by 3 times 3 whole 1 by 2 times 3. Let me just write it down on the board. 2 whole 1 by 3 times 3 whole 1 by 2 times 3. Okay, let's just convert these two into improper fraction. It would be 3 times 2 is 6 and plus 1 over 3. Then the next one would be 2 times 3 and plus 1 over 2 and times 3 over 1. You can cancel out these 3 and 3. They are in numerator and denominator. Okay, you are left with 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 7 over 1. 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 7 over 2. And it would be 1 over 1. Just multiply all the numerators. 7 times 7 is 49 and you have to divide it by the 2. Got it? Just divide 49 by 2. It would be 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Here you have 1. So it would be 24 whole 1 over 2. The correct option is 24 whole 1 over 2. Got it? The correct option is option number 1, 24 whole 1 over 2. Okay, let's just do the next one. 2 whole 1 by 4 times 3 whole 1 over 2. 2 whole 1 by 4 times 3 whole 1 over 2. Okay, let's just multiply. It would be 2 times 4 plus 1 over 4 times 3 over 1 times 2 times 3 plus 1 over 2. It would be 8 plus 1, 9 over 4. It would be 2 times 3, 6 and 1, 7 over 2. Let's just multiply all the numerators and all the denominators. 7 times 3 times 9 divided by 4 times 2 times 1. So it would be 9 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21 and 21 times 9 is 189 and 4 times 2 is 8. Let's just divide it by the 8. Here you have 189. 8 times 2 is 16 and 8 times 6 is 48. You are left with, it would be 26 whole 1 over 8. The correct option is 26 whole 1 over 8. 9 over 4 times 3 times 7 over 2. Hold on, let me just confirm again. It would be 7 times 9 times 3 times 7, that is 189. I think the question here is the mistake in the question. Let me just confirm. 26 whole 1 by 8. Yes, it is 189 by 8, but when you, it would, oh, 2 times 18, 8 times 2 is 16, and 18 minus 16 is 2, not 49. Yes, it would be, you can go for 8 times. 4 is 24, so here you have 4. It would be 24 whole 4 over 8, and you can divide numerator and denominator by a common number, so it would be 24 whole 1 over 2. So I did a mistake while dividing, got it? Okay, let's just move on to the next lesson. Yes, you can move to the next lesson. Like I am moving. But one more thing. If you could not complete the test questions, complete means all the test questions, if they are 20, then your status would be completed. And for the final test of the chapter, all of the status must be completed. Got it? You cannot see the final test until you complete all the test questions for all the lessons. Got it? You can see some of them here are in progress. That means I haven't completed these test questions. I just did 8 and 10, 8 to 10. You can move, but that is the problem. Okay, the next one is multiplication with mixed numbers word problems. Let's just start with the example. Kelly rode her bike for two whole 3 by 4 miles on Wednesday. On Thursday, she biked 1 whole 1 by 2 times as far as on Wednesday. How many miles did Kelly bike on Thursday? So she did 1 whole 1 by 2 times as far as Wednesday. That means you need to do 1 whole 1 by 2 times the one she did on Wednesday. So it would be 2 times 3 by 4. Got it? Just convert them into improper fraction. 1 whole 1 by 2 would be 2 times 1 is 2 and 1 3 over 2. Then 2 whole 3 by 4 would be 4 times 2 is 8 and 3 11 over 4. Just multiply the numerators and denominator. It would be 4 whole 1 over 8. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay. Last week, a chocolate shop sold 2 ounces of white chocolate. It sold 4 whole 1 by 3 times as much chocolate as white chocolate. How many ounces of milk chocolate did the shop sell? So you have to do 2 times 4 whole 1 by 3. Got it? So the denominator is 1. It would be 2 over 1 times 3 times 4 plus 1 over 3. It would be 2 over 1 times 4 times 3 is 12 and 1 13 over 3. Got it? Just multiply all the numerators and all the denominators. 13 times 2 is 26, and you have to divide 26 by 3 times 7 is 21. No, 3 times 8 is 24. And 26 minus 24 is 2. So it would be 8 whole 2 over 3. The correct option is 8 whole 2 over 3. Got it? The second option is the correct one. Okay, last week Dakota ran 1 whole 2 by 3 miles. This week she plans to run 3 whole 1 by 2 times as far as last week. How many miles does Dakota plan to run this week? So you have to multiply both the fractions, it would be 1 whole 2 by 3 times 3 whole 1 by 2. Okay, it would be 1 whole 2 by 3 times 3 whole 1 over 2. It would be 3 times 1 is 3 and 2, 5 over 3. 2 times 3 is 6 and 1, 7 over 2. So it would be 7 times 5 is 35 and 3 times 2 is 6. So it would be 6 times 5 is 30 and 5 whole 5 over 6. The correct option is 5 whole 5 over 6. It would be 5 whole 5 over 6. Okay, the next one is Leslie collected 4 by 5 of a bin of glass bottles to recycle. Carly collected 3 whole 3 by 4 times as many bins as Leslie. How many bins of bottles did Carly collect? So you have to do 3 whole 3 by 4 times 4 by 5. Okay, just convert it into improper fraction. 4 times 3 is 12 and 3. You can cancel out 4 times 1 is 4. It would be 15 over 5, so it would be 5 times 3 is 15, so it would be 3. So the correct option is 3. Okay, the next one is a piece of land is 4 whole 1 by 4 miles wide. It is 3 whole 1 by 2 times as long as it's wide, as it is wide. How long is the piece of land? Okay, so you have to do 4 whole 1 by 4 times 3 whole 1 by 2. Got it? Just convert them into improper fraction. 4 times 4 is 16 and 1 17 over 4. 3 times 2 is 6 and 1 7 over 2. Let's just multiply them. 7 times 7 is 49 and 7 times 1 is 7 and 4 11. 4 times 2 is 8. Let's just divide it by the 8 times 1 is 8 and 11 minus 8 is 3 and 9. 4 times 8 times 4 is 32. Here you have 7. So it would be 14 whole 7 over 8. It would be 14 whole 7 over 8. Okay, you can complete that test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is multiply fractions and mixed numbers in recipes. Okay, what quantity of black pepper would you need to make a triple recipe? Black pepper required for this recipe is 5 by 8. You can see the table. And you are going to triple the recipe, means you are going to multiply the ingredients by 3. So it would be 5 by 8 times 3. It would be 5 times 3 is 15 by 8. That means when you are going to triple the recipe, you need 1 whole 7 by 8 of the black pepper. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. What quantity of the sugar would you need to make a double recipe? If you are going to double the recipe, you have to multiply all the ingredients by 2. Got it? So sugar is 7 by 8. Just multiply by 2. 7 by 8 times 2. Got it? 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 4 is 8. It would be 7 over 4. That means if you are going to double the recipe, you need 7 by 4th of the sugar. Got it? Or you can divide, so it would be 4 times 1 is 4, 3 is remainder, it would be 1 whole 3 by 4 tablespoon or teaspoon, whatever it is. Cup, it is 1 whole 3 by 4 cup if you are going to double the recipe. Okay, the next one is, what quantity of apricot jam would you need to make a triple recipe? You need to do the triple recipe. So it would be 2 times apricot jam is 2 by 3 cup. So let's just multiply it by the 3. 2 by 3 times 3. 3 and 3 cancel out and you are left with 2. That means you need 2 cup of the jam if you're going to triple the recipe. Hmm. Okay, it's the next question. I thought the same one. What quantity of the apricot jam would you need to make a triple recipe? But if you are going to triple the recipe, apricot jam here is 2 by 3, so it would be 2. But apricot jam, here is apricot jam 2 by 3. You are going to multiply it by 3, it would be then 2. 3 by 4. Sugar. Question is about triple recipe and solution is about sugar. And sugar is not in the, okay, leave it. Let's select any of the question. Any of the option. Okay, what quantity of percent sauce would you need to make a triple recipe? Okay, it would be half cup. You are going to triple the recipe, so it would be half times 3. 1 by 2 times 3. It would be then 3 by 2, and when you divide, it would be 1 whole 1 over 2. That means you need 1 whole 1 over 2 cup of the sauce if you are going to triple the recipe. What quantity of fish sauce you need to make a triple recipe? Which is the correct option? Fish sauce is 3 by 4 tablespoon. You need to do 3 by 4 times 3. Multiply numerator times numerator, and it would be 3 times 3 is 9 and 4. You have to divide 9 by 4. It would be 4 times 2 is 8 and 1 remainder, 2 whole 1 over 4. The correct option is 2 whole 1 over 4. Okay, the next one is, what quantity of black pepper would you need to make a triple recipe? So black pepper is 5 by 8. When you multiply 5 by 8 by 3, it would be 5 by 8 times 3, it would be 15 over 8. It would be 8 times 1 is 8 and you have 7 remainder. So it would be 1 whole 7 over 8 is the correct option. What quantity of dill would you need to make a double recipe? It would be half. So half times 2 means you can cancel out 2 and you are left with just 1 teaspoon. Got it? That means if you're going to double the recipe, you just need to use 1 teaspoon dill. What quantity of sugar you need to make a double recipe? So sugar is 2 by 3 cup. So 2 by 3 times 2 is 4 over 3, and when you divide it by the 3, it would be 1 whole 1 over 4. Got it? 1 whole 1 over 3, the correct option is 1 whole 1 over 3. Okay, the next one is, what quantity of yogurt covered peanuts would you need to make a double recipe? Yogurt covered peanuts for this recipe is 1 by 4. When you multiply it by the 2, it would be 2 over 4, and it would be 1 over 2. What quantity of flour would you need to make a triple recipe? You need 1/4 cup flour. You have to do the triple recipe. You need to multiply it by the 3. It would be 3 over 4. The correct option is 3 over 4. Yes, it would be 3 over 4, not 5 over 4. Oh, I selected the wrong option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to the next lesson. Okay, let's just start with the next lesson. It would be complete the mixed number multiplication sentence. Okay, you have to solve for b. That means you need to find the b. B is the fraction that you multiply it with 4 whole 1 by 3. The product of b and 4 whole 1 over 3 equals 3 whole 1 over 4. Got it? Okay, let's just solve it on the board. It's very easy but a bit tricky. It would be 4 whole 1 over 3 times b equals 3 whole 1 over 4. Okay, let's just convert them into improper fraction. It would be 3 times 4 is 12 and 1. 13 over 3 times b. 4 times 3 is 12 and 1, 13 over 4. Basically, you need to calculate the value of b. You have to remove this fraction. This fraction is multiplying with b. So opposite to multiplication is division. You need to divide both sides by 13 by 3. When you divide, it would be cancel out. You are left with just b, and that division sign you are going to change it to multiplication, and reciprocal the term, it would be 3 over 13. Got it? 13 and 13 cancel out. That means the b term equals 3 over 4. Got it? If you have any question, you can ask. It would be 3 over 4. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, d times 3 whole 1 by 2 equals 3 whole 1 by 2. D times 3 whole 1 by 2 equals 3 whole 1 over 2. Okay, it would be d times 2 times 3, 6 and 1, 7 over 2. And 2 times 3, 6 and 1, 7 over 2. You have to remove that 7 over 2. You have to divide both sides by 7 over 2. When you divide them, they makes 1. They are same when you divide them, they makes 1. It would be d equals 1. Got it? It would be d equals 1. Okay, the next one is 2 by 5 times b equal 1 whole 1 over 3. It would be 2 over 5 times b. 3 times 1 is 3 and 1, 4 over 3. So you have to divide both sides by 2 over 5. 2 by 5, 2 by 5 divided by 2 by 5 is 1. And b equals, you have to change this division sign to multiplication. It would be then 5 over 2. It would be 5 times 4 is 20 and 20 divided by 6. You can divide them by the common factor 2. 2 times 10 is 20 and 2 times 3 is 6. It would be 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 whole 1 over 3. The correct option is 3 whole 1 over 3. D times 1 by 2 equal 1 whole 3 by 4. Okay, it would be d times 1 over 2. 4 times 1 is 4 and 5, 6, 7 over 4. Divide both sides by 1 over 2. 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 2 equals 1. Just change this division sign to multiplication. It would be 2 over 1. 2 and 2 cancel out and you are left with just 7. So the correct option is 7. Hmm. Oh, here you have 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So it would be 7 over 2. And when you divide it, it would be 3 whole 1 over 2. The correct option is 3 whole 1 over 2. Okay, the next one is j times 2 whole 1 over 2. and it equals, so it will be 2 times 2 is 4 and 1 5 over 2. 3 times 3 is 9 and 10 over 3. Just divide both sides by 5 by 2. It would be 1. 5 times 1 is 5 and 2 is 10. It would be 4 over 3. It would be 1 whole 1 over 3. The correct option is 1 whole 1 over 3. Okay, g times 3 whole 3 by 4 equals 3 by 4. Okay, converted into improper fraction, it would be 4 times 3 is 12 and 3, 15 over 4. Let's just divide both sides by 15 by 4. When you divide them, it makes 1. 4 and 4 cancel out. 3 times 1 is 3 and 3 times 5 is 15. It would be 1 over 5. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 5 maths. We're working on the chapter multiply fractions. And the lessons we have covered today are multiply 3 or more mixed numbers, fractions, and whole numbers. Multiply with mixed numbers word problems. Multiply fractions and mixed numbers in recipes. Complete the mixed number multiplication sentences. Please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. If you have any question, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your questions. Please ask if you have any question. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, that's all for today. Bye, everyone.